Hey, run that thing up.
Grade A.
Welcome to episode 11 of the Grade A Show, hosted by yours truly. It's your boy Peso here. We back. Got Mike, got Musa, Clips, Draco, and Ace, man. How y'all doing?
Good.
Couple things we're gonna talk about today. We got what finals matchup will have a better storyline in the NBA? Which NBA team have been slept on this season? Will the Rockets make the play-in? Will the Warriors miss the playoffs? And what NFL teams with the most pressure to win have the most pressure to win this season? Before we get into it, I just want to thank everybody that has been tuning in, subscribed already, sharing, just tuning in to everything we got going on all social medias. We still got the Grade A giveaway going on. We are 11 subscribers away. I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all. Much respect to everybody that has been doing their thing, commenting, all that stuff. 11 subscribers away, man. We're going to have 2 winners. We're going to do a live drawing. Let's get to 100 subscribers. I can't say it enough. We thank y'all so much just for everything and stuff like that. If you guys have a YouTube channel, if you guys have any business or anything that you guys would like to promote, I don't care what it is, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you want us to follow you on YouTube or social medias. We're all open to it. It's all about showing love and showing respect. We appreciate you guys. Let's get into it. Real quick, before we get into the top things, is there anything from the past week in the NBA that you guys want to just bring up real quick? Any highlights? Any moments?
Well, shout out to my boy Jalen Brunson, who got a career high 61. But of course, it had to get, ruined by that alien in San Antonio. It is what it is. Honestly,
how much Wemby had, Ace?
I forget, but I'm talking.
41, 20, and 7. Thank you.
You said 21 and what?
41 points, 20 rebounds, 7 assists. Now you could carry on.
This is his first 40-point game?
It's not.
How many 40-point games he had?
Nah, I'm just trolling.
Let me know. That would make breaking news. I just like the pivotal time in the standings because it's a lot of close games and it's especially in the West. There's some people in the East that's like back to back and everything like that. They can't really let it go. All these games, we're gonna see great basketball and playoff intensity. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Anything else we want to bring up for this past week? It's been kind of crazy, man.
I think check on those Leprechauns in Boston, man. It ain't been a good week for them.
Yeah, what's up?
I know, man. We're still the best team in the league. We could lose all our games and still be the best team.
Yeah, but that mentality is going to carry over, man. Me as a fan of basketball, I don't want to see that. But,
You're a fan of the Brooklyn Nets. I think that's enough said.
You're a hater. You are a hater.
You got anything?
Carry on.
I mean, nah, man. We just finna see. We in a race right now. Going to State of the Rockets, baby. You know what I mean? Draymond getting. We're going to talk about Draymond getting kicked out. You know what I mean? Steph kicking the chair.
Draymond back to his usual antics. All that. I'm sorry. And
we gonna get into that.
And Steph's tired of Draymond's BS, man.
Yo, hold up. Dre, who you got going for the West and who you got going for the East? I don't be hearing Dre say no teams. We gotta put him on blast while we're recording.
The East.
Put him on the big screen. Who he got coming up East?
Everybody needs to have one East team, one West team. Everybody at least has one. I don't know who you going for in either conference.
For the East right now, I got Miami, right?
Uh-huh.
And for the West,
Miami.
if they make it, the Lakers gonna make some noise.
The East, you got Miami coming out of the East.
Yes. What's
They're
wrong
going
with
to have some heroic.
Don't worry.
They've
done it before.
Nah, they got to do more. They got to do even more because they're not
But
shooting
y'all
as good as it was last
And
season in
so,
the regular season.
the
They
topic.
lost pieces.
We're getting away
listen,
from it.
the Celtics. Y'all took the dude that couldn't guard him in Milwaukee and added him to y'all roster.
And you also lost the person that who could defend, and he left your roster.
Just,
Gabe Vincent.
Listen,
You
but
guys are worse. You guys are worse now offensively than you were last year.
I
And when
didn't
you guys got to the finals, it was because of the historic pace you guys was shooting the ball. You have to do
hear
that again, if not better. I don't see y'all doing that again.
Tyler Hero wasn't playing, man. They're gonna turn up this
much,
year.
Musa, who
much,
you got
much,
out the West?
much respect for Miami, but I think we forget that Max Strus and Gabe Vincent was huge for those guys last year. Huge.
Y'all was
And
Who y'all got out the West? Who you got,
Cleveland.
say it again.
who you
Y'all
got, who you got out the West? Who's the Western team you're keeping your eye on? For you, Musa and Mike, who's the Western team that you guys are keeping your eye on? I realize even though you're Celtics fans, there has to be one team in the West where you're like, you know what? I like them. I respect them. I want to see them go. Like, do you have anybody in mind?
Well, I have Boston coming out the East. If Boston doesn't do that, then my next team will be Milwaukee. And then as far as the West goes, I'm going Denver. And then I don't like nobody else, honestly, because I haven't seen them do anything in the playoffs yet, like a OKC or Minnesota. So I don't want to pick them yet. Clippers are fool's gold, and it's the same thing I felt about them and the Celtics. If they're not playing in May or June, it doesn't matter. The Lakers are hit or miss depending on the matchup, and then everyone else in the play-in is just
Hey, one team.
good for views.
My heaven.
So
bro.
I'll pick Denver in the West.
The only team I'm paying attention to is Denver. I don't really.
It's wide open this year, but I was going to say the Celtics. Denver has their number. The Celtics haven't beat them yet this year.
Mike, anything you want to bring up from the past week? NBA?
Yeah, Celtics are soft, man. They don't got it. Like I'm just down on the whole Eastern Conference right now.
Accountability, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think the record's inflated with the teams they faced. If the Celtics were in the West with the different change of schedule, they'd be a borderline playing team.
This sounds like hate and not factual at all.
I'm not gonna hold you to say they'll be a borderline playing.
That shit is just
really crazy.
That's dumb as hell, bro. Like, no, I'm sorry.
4 to 7 seed.
To add to Mike's point, right? Let's say it. Celtics has been dominant this year. They're about to be the only team to probably hit 60 wins this year, which is good. I just feel like as king of the East, the team in the East, your Western Conference games have to match up. Because in case you don't know who you're going to play in the finals.
You think you're finna cook you now? I'm glad you said that. You do realize they split the 2 games with Minnesota, right? You do know they washed the Lakers. They washed the Lakers.
Hey, hold on.
I believe it.
You mean the
Lakers in the series? I'm talking about the season series.
Because the Lakers beat them without AD and LeBron.
Okay, so they split with the Lakers. They split with Minnesota. They split
with the Clippers.
They split with the Clippers. They split with the Lakers. They split with the Timberwolves.
Hold on, wait.
They play OKC coming up this Wednesday, and they lost both games against the Denver.
Certain Western teams sit their stars against y'all and still win.
Stop moving the goalposts. You just said their the record against the West is not that good. I'm telling you what it is right now.
Let's stay on topic. The Lakers beat you guys.
I'm on the topic. Am I not?
The Lakers beat y'all without AD and LeBron. Y'all not concerned?
Great.
Y'all not concerned?
No, I'm not. I'm not concerned.
Stars against the Celtics. You're not concerned?
You do you realize this? You guys, I love it. Your hate for the Celtics is proving how much great they have been this year. Because you guys don't keep the same energy with the Bucks, the Nuggets.
But we just
the Bucks lost 2 in a row to weak teams. I haven't heard the same energy.
We happen to be talking about
the Nuggets are 1-3 against Sacramento, against Houston. I don't hear the same energy. But the moment the Hawks beat us twice, they're frauds.
My point was, and I gave you credit. I said as king of the East right now, Celtics, Bucks. You have to look at the Western Conference, the Western matchups to see how whoever you play in the finals, how it would go. That's all I said.
And I just gave you facts about it. I misspoke on the Lakers, but they split with the Lakers. They split with the Lakers. They split with Minnesota. They lost both games to Denver, and they were close games. and they play OKC again this upcoming Wednesday.
All right, can I ask one question for the panel?
And they split with the Clippers.
I just got one question for the panel. You brought up how the Nuggets lost to Sacramento and Houston. That's conference. That's not bringing up. That's not
their initial.
What I'm saying, that's the same conference. That's not across the board.
Hey, real quick,
I brought that up. Go ahead, Dre.
What 2 weak teams did Milwaukee lose to?
This week or just in general?
This week. I thought y'all said this week.
They just lost to who they played. I forgot who they played just a few days ago. It was the same. It was the same.
One of them in double OT.
They lost to
not the Pelican game, but they did lose that game this week. But it was the team before that. I forgot the name.
I remember I told the Pels can match up good with anybody, and everybody was looking at me.
Clips don't steal that. That's for me. Cause I think episode 3 or 4, I said the Pelicans have all the pieces to go to the conference finals.
We get off topic.
But no, the reason why I brought up not to cut you up, Ace. Just I wanted because you brought up only the conference team. The reason why I brought up the 1-3 record with Houston and Sacramento is how we got to this point in the conversation was because of you and I believe Mike bringing up them losing to the Hawks, which is same conference.
Yeah, but that's the same conference before that. But I'm saying this. When you're 1-2 in the East, you have to look across to the West. When you're 1-2, 1-3 in the West, you have to look to the East. Those matchups matter because that could be a potential finals matchup. So when you say, Nuggets lost to Sacramento and Houston, which is key and which is fine, it's just that wasn't relevant because they're not on the East. I was bringing up the cross-conference matchups.
And fair. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. The reason why it's still relevant is because, to Mike's point, he mentioned how they're frauds basically, and all in.
I'm down on the whole Eastern Conference.
As far as the cross conference goes, I answered your point. They lost both games. It was close games to Denver. Fine. They split with the Clippers. They split with Minnesota. They split with the Lakers and the Clippers, and they play OKC for the final time this season. This upcoming Wednesday. I just gave you probably three top West teams, a mediocre team, and one in the bottom before the play-in, where they split.
I'll make this last statement before I move on. You may be right. No one's going to remember how close the game was. They either remember L or W. That's all I'm going to say.
I want to know, Mike, where you stand with the Celtics right now?
I think they can put it together and they can make a run in the East, and I think they'll be okay at the end of the day. But I'm down on the Eastern Conference and the Celtics, man. When it gets to the finals, I'll probably pick whoever comes out of the West, if the Celtics make it that far. I don't care who comes out of the West.
And what would you say it come down to, Mike?
What's up?
What does it come down to? Them winning or losing? What is it?
What, the Celtics?
Yeah,
it's a number of things. It trickles down from ownership to the general manager to coach into the team. It's just a soft organization in general. You got the thing with Wet Grossbeck and Ime Udoka. He forces them out to Houston when we had the coach. We bring in Missoula, and he can't. This dude ain't even drawing up plays at the end of the game. The first time I've seen him do anything this year was in overtime on Thursday night, and he could have done it in the fourth quarter, and we wouldn't even have to go to overtime.
So you're real.
I don't know if they're a group of winners either. They just seem soft when it comes down to it. They're 10-10 in close games at the end of regulation. Like that's just a coin flip.
Okay, so your real gripe seems like it's not the players really, it's really more so the organization. Get rid of
That's what I'm saying. It trickles down.
And high Kaka. Okay, I see.
Wait, so you said they're 10-10 in what? Say that again.
In close games in clutch time.
I mean, but basketball could go either way, either day. I would take that. I'll take a 50 like.
500 record.
You're 500 record and close out games. I'll take that.
I just disagree with the winning part.
Basketball could go either way in those moments.
The winning part I disagree with. They've been in the conference finals at least the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, they've only came out once.
But the point is you have to be winning at some extent to get to that point.
I understand that. They're a good group of guys. Don't get me wrong. There's just a difference between being a good basketball team and being champions. That's all.
So you're right. That part I agree with.
While we're on the subject of champions, right?
I like that take.
Who's a better finals matchup? What storyline goes better? Who would we see to be like, you know what, this story versus this story?
Well, me personally, just so I can hear the end of this with clips and being trolling, I would love to see Boston and Golden State. Just so, because I think this Golden State team this year will get swept. They'll get swept. They'll get swept. They'll get swept. Yeah, it'll be night for them. So that's a personal thing for me.
Okay.
But that's a last team.
Hey,
What was that?
Y'all supposed to
Draco?
do that team though.
Nah, I don't think we.
Yo,
Nah, when we lost
y'all
in the
was
finals to them,
favored. Y'all was
I don't.
favored 85, 86%. We not doing that. Y'all was favored
Yeah,
at the same
that's
time.
not his point.
Don't let
That's
this
not his point.
matchup.
That's
Don't
not
let
his
this
point.
matchup
That's
come
not his
back and
point.
y'all shit the bed again with a
That's
better
not
team.
his.
If
I
we go,
promise you. I
if we
promise.
come
I'll put my
back,
last
if
dollar
we come
clips.
back, look, yo, listen, what I'm
I'll put
telling
my
you.
last. Put this on the big
Don't,
screen. Put this on the big screen.
We're not gonna win this bet
yo,
though.
I'll put my last dollar.
don't let this fool you.
I'll
Don't
put my
let this
last
better
dollar
team
clips.
fool you.
I'll
We
put my
go to the
last dollar.
finals.
If y'all
Y'all are
make
gonna
it to the finals, we
Y'all are
will
gonna shit
sweep
the bed.
y'all.
Y'all are gonna shit the bed. Y'all are gonna shit the
Against that
bed.
Warriors
You're
team,
gonna shit the bed. I promise you.
I
You,
guarantee we will.
Holiday, Jaylen Brown. That whole great team you got, y'all are getting swept, bruh. I promise you. Yeah, it's not.
Well, we gonna put
I'm
this
not.
on the show. You're saying this
I'm
Warriors
not.
team now will sweep Boston in the finals?
I mean, y'all are shit the bed. I meant to say. I meant to say.
Oh,
Y'all
I'm
shit the
about to
bed.
say,
I was
Lord.
trying to unmute that mic, but we not getting
Co-
swept. We not getting. Y'all think you
All
think
right, I'll say 5 games.
you
5
think y'all
games.
got the decency to sweep, nigga? Y'all, excuse my language. Sweep? When's the
Clips,
last time y'all
clips,
swept
clips.
anything? When's the last time y'all swept?
Brooklyn.
Exactly. And they didn't
That
have a
was,
Steph
that was
Curry.
the year we
And they
lost to
didn't
you
have
guys.
Steph Curry. But they didn't
And
have
that's what.
Steph Curry.
And
They
all
didn't
you
have a
got right
Jordan
now.
Poole.
And all you got right.
And I'm
Exact. I'm glad
fine
you
with that.
mentioned
And
that.
I'm fine
The
with that.
pool party's closed, my friend. It is
Look.
winter time.
And
You
I
guys
don't
don't
care.
have
Yo,
Jordan
that's
Poole.
fine. Yo, that's
You don't play
fine.
Moody.
That's fine.
Chris Paul
That's
can't cure a
fine. Yo, look.
migraine.
Yo,
You guys
look.
will
The
get
pool
beat in
party.
5 or
That's
4 games.
I got us winning in 6 again. I got us winning in 6
Nah,
again.
not the team
Because
you
you know
got
why?
now.
Because you know why? It's not. It don't got to be a pool. My boy Kuminga. I bet you this in the
Kaminga.
finals. Listen, we're not gonna talk about
Kaminga.
in the finals. Wiggins and Kuminga are gonna be the it factors.
Did you
Wiggins is gonna clip your boy JT up again, and then we're gonna
Stop
go.
it.
He didn't get
Stop
clipped
it.
last. He didn't get
Stop it.
clipped in that series. He
Stop
didn't get
it.
clipped in
Stop
that
it.
series. You're lying to yourself. You're
Stop
lying
it.
to yourself.
No
If
one's
you saying
talking
Wiggins,
about that matchup.
so Wiggins didn't. No, I'm talking
I'm
about it.
not talking
So
about
Wiggins is.
that.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about it
about you
because you
talking about
replied
the
to it.
X
No, because
factors.
you replied to it. No,
You're
don't change
stating
it.
the
I
obvious.
said
If
Wiggins got
Kaminga
clipped.
and
I
Wiggins
said
are the
Wiggins
X
clipped him.
factors,
Well,
yes, you guys have a chance to win.
So
That's obvious.
no. We're not
That's
doing
what.
that. We're
versus
not doing
Warriors
that.
is
No,
a
That's why
test.
y'all so
no,
bad
we're not
now.
doing that. We're not.
That's why y'all bad now because you're
Yo,
winning.
no, we're not doing that.
It took
I
Curry to
said,
finally open his eyes to play Kaminga.
yo, no.
Y'all gonna keep getting muted.
Yo,
So,
well,
Y'all
host,
gonna
yo,
keep getting muted.
host, move on then. Come on,
I was
host,
was
take
gonna say,
over.
I want
say Musa. I want the Celtics, but
I want y'all respected takes one at a time. Musa, go first on why you think Boston will be Golden State in a rematch of the
hold
finals
on.
this year.
This is we're talking about the best
No,
storyline for the
I
finals.
want Musa's take.
no. So yes, Clips is right. Obviously, if Kaminga and Wiggins show up, then they have a better chance. That's the X factor because they don't have a Jordan Poole to make up for those points that he was scoring in the finals. Clay is washed. We all can agree with that. Chris Paul can't cure a migraine. He might not even play. So you really have to depend a lot more on Curry you had this year opposed to last time they met. Now, to his point about Wiggins locking him up, I mean, I guess if he's averaged what he averaged, probably 22, 18, I'll give him that credit, sure. But Wiggins is not the same now that he was last time when they met in the finals. He's worse. The reason why he's been in trade rumors. So because of everything that's going on with that team, I just don't see them beating Boston again if they was to make it to the finals. But let's forget that. They got to make the playoffs first because they're battling with Houston right now for the last spot.
Clips, what's your take, man? I want to get to it because I want to hear Mike Ace and Draco's finals matchups.
Oh, I could go? All right, cool. All right. So, okay, like you said, to his point, this is a different Wiggs last year. But we all seen players be able to turn it on. If they even get to the finals, I feel like against y'all Celtics, he'll turn it on. That's a matchup that he's favored to turn it on because he has to guard someone like Tatum, who he clipped up. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, JB, the only it factor y'all have this year, the two it factors that we have to consider is one Porzingis because we're going to have to box out a 7'3" dude, and Drew Holiday because he's the best defender. But let's be for real. If Porzingis ain't getting a bucket, he don't want to play defense. That's fine. cool. We scratch him off the list. JB, we're just gonna force him left, and he gonna fumble the ball. I'm gonna just be 100. He gonna try to. Y'all are gonna try to keep up shooting with us, and y'all know you can't. I'm sorry. Just put the ball on the ground. That's the best chance you got. And at that, you know what I mean? Because y'all still settle for jump shots. Y'all like to shoot threes. Y'all like to go 3 for 7, 3 for 8, 3 for and don't let it be a game where Tatum ain't hitting and he's what 0 for 7. Then he's definitely out of here. Come on, stop it. Y'all brought Drew in to be the facilitator so Tatum can score. This is his best looking season. But again, when there's a defender in front of him and we got different bodies to throw at him, he looks a little subpar. I'm gonna be 100. Sorry. Sorry to be the truth. Like, Wiggs shut him down. Kuminga's in a better state now. He actually knows how to play defense better with the pieces that they got. They're relying on him more, which he's more comfortable with. Hence why he's averaging 19, 20 points a game. Like, he's in that range. You get what I'm saying? So he's going to be up for the challenge. And I believe, y'all don't want him running wild on help defense because it's over. Then we got the rookie on the bench, Trace Jackson Davis, my favorite rookie. You feel me? That when he plays the game, he only worries about 2 things: rebounding and defense. He's going to catch lobs. He's going to play hard. So I feel you. I got Warriors in 6, probably 7, if that. And I'm being 7 to be nice.
Jace, you think a rookie's going to stop posing? That's the biggest X factor because now you have someone that has inside presence. But I'm gonna let everybody else have the floor. I'm gonna stop talking.
Guess what? And I'm gonna answer your question, right? That was the same rookie who was pinning Giannis, and he pinned JB. So when y'all played, he does.
You can
ball.
get a block, sure. I'm not saying you can't get a block. That's a game for a series.
In a series against Porzingis, he's going to play harder. Porzingis is softer. He doesn't like to really bang unless he's a small guard. He's not banging with Trace Jackson Davis.
Ace.
This man just gave a rookie.
If you had that much matchup, Ace, who would you pick to have the better storyline?
Respectfully, I'll let Mike go first. We overshadowed Mike a little bit. Mike, spotlight on you.
I'm just instigating, that's all. But no, I don't think the Warriors are going to come out of the West. Personally, myself, that's their that would be their biggest challenge.
Best storyline, Mike. We don't want to get
best storyline.
We can switch the storyline.
Can we make the Western Conference the NBA Finals? That would be the best storyline probably at this point in this season.
It's your choice of storyline.
That. I want the spotlight.
If you had a team from the East and a team from the West to have the best storyline.
I was going to say, if you're going to do a storyline, like you got to say Denver and Boston because the East is soft, as I already said. I'm down on it. You got Denver, the champs, as last year. So if you're going to win a title and be champions, you got to take it away from the champs at some point. But right. I'm down on the East and the Celtics. I don't think they could get it done against Denver. But if I had to pick best storyline, probably the 2 of them because the East is just it ain't it this year.
So what about Philly? If Philly makes it and Embiid comes back, Philly and Denver.
I was going to say one thing at a time. We got to make sure Embiid comes back before we even get into that conversation. I'll believe it when I see it when he comes back.
Yeah, this is hypotheticals.
It's not even coming back. It's not worth Embiid coming back. But my lineup, honestly, and tell me this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Lakers versus anybody is a good storyline, and I'll tell you why. Not only is LeBron the oldest now, like I said, with this record they have now, they would be 4th in the West last year, which is a good standing. Mm-hmm. The road for him to get to the finals alone, going through that tough West, that'll be one thing. 2, Lakers versus Celtics, old school versus new school. You could put who has more championships. That's a storyline. Lakers and AD and LeBron versus Dame and Giannis. Storyline. Who's number 3? The Cavs. LeBron versus his old team. Storyline.
Yeah.
LA versus New York. Storyline. Lakers and anybody would be a perfect storyline. I would honestly. I would like to see Lakers and Celtics that way for 2 games when they sit. We'll go up 2-0. We already beat y'all without LeBron and AD 1 game. So the confidence is there. And I feel like that'd be a good matchup. Now, granted, it'll be good for Celtics to get a ring this year or next year. I feel like they should get one. But if they're playing the Lakers, LeBron going full force.
I think the Lakers have a better coach, too.
You said what?
What?
Lakers have a better coach than the Celtics.
Then Ham?
The Lakers have a better experience.
I'm going to just mute myself.
Lakers have better experience.
No, they have a better coach. Yeah, and they have a better. They got a lot of
You think Darvin Ham is a better coach than Mazzulla?
He got
Absolutely.
He got ham over the mozzarella stick. That's great.
Yo.
Wow. Draco's on pause right now, so
Do the Lakers have more experience than the Celtics? Other than LeBron and AD?
Spencer Dinwiddie has playoff experience. D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, they don't got more than
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. That was his first playoff run last year, so he don't have more.
Okay, you're right. I'm just counting the stars as far as playoff experience.
Because you have Brown, Tatum, Drew, who won. White was been there with them the last 2 years. Horford.
If you're not counting,
I don't know.
Okay, all right. You guys have experience, but I feel like Celtics always get. You know what? I was wrong for that. I'm not even gonna get on the Celtics. I want to make it look like
No. I'm not. We're not gonna have a debate about it. I was just curious. That's all.
Yeah, because you don't want that smoke. But like I was saying,
Yo, the Lakers. Listen. The Lakers have the ultimate coach, so it don't matter how many people you have.
LeBron.
Yeah, the player coach.
He's the ultimate coach. He's the ultimate coach. He literally out here calling play. He calls like we're not gonna act like it don't matter what you run, bro. In the finals, LeBron's gonna know it. LeBron's gonna call it out. Like he's the ultimate coach, bro.
Flips, hear me out. Lakers went to the Garden, bro. Sat there 2 stars and won. If that don't build confidence, bro, I don't know what does.
They do.
So let's talk about what they did also to Milwaukee without their stars too. I mean, it's not just the Celtics that they're doing this to.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's like it's magnified more when the Celtics happens to the Celtics.
Only reason why I brought up the Celtics because that was my storyline and matchup.
Yeah,
but getting away from the Celtics, Bucks ain't it. Dame and Giannis, it sounds good, but if you look at it, Peso, we had this conversation privately. For some reason, it don't mesh. They only do good when Dame gets over 30 and Giannis sits. When they play together, it's always like a push and pull, and I don't know what it is. Chris Middleton has definitely been moving the needle, so we need to
14.
You want to
say Chris Middleton that Ace told me he wouldn't?
I never said that. I said he would move the needle. He was hitting clutch shots and everything before Dame got there. I didn't say he don't need to move the needle. That was you. Let's keep it consistent.
No. We talked about this on the fantasy. When I was trying to give you him in the trick, that's off camera stuff. No, don't sit here and lie on camera. Don't sit here and lie on camera. Don't do that. We're not going to do that.
Now that Draco's back, I want to hear Draco. What storyline you think will have the best finals matchup this season? Lakers and Celtics.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Because honestly, who gonna take the lead? Who really the best team in the NBA all time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's kind of where I stood with it. Like, banner for banner, like the most finals in history and stuff like that. I would like to see Celtics and Lakers too. I do like y'all take though with Clips and Musa on Lakers and Warriors. That rematch would be kind of fire. I just think the mismatch.
I didn't even want that. That wasn't even mine. I was just going off.
I think that rematch would be kind of dope. I think Celtics and Nuggets would be pretty good too. But I would ultimately like to see Celtics and Lakers. LeBron versus Tatum, small forward versus small forward. I know we've been having a lot of talks with Tatum being in the top 10 over LeBron or LeBron still being over Tatum and stuff like that. So I think that would be pretty big. But what I do want to know.
I'm going Suns, Celtics.
Ooh.
I'm going
Suns and Celtics.
I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Ooh. If the Suns and the Celtics was to be in a 7-game series right now, I'm curious to know, who do you got?
In a 7-game, it's going 7. It ain't ending before that, and I ain't gonna hold you if it goes 7.
I like that matchup.
I got Suns, bro. No bullshit. As much as I want to say, I really want the Celtics. I wanted to say the Celtics, bro, but nah.
Respectfully,
no,
I got
Celtics.
The only reason why I would disagree.
I got Celtics in 6 because the Phoenix ain't gonna stay healthy.
The only reason why I disagree is because of the health, for one, the depth, and it'd be too many mismatches on the floor.
Bro, what depth do y'all have besides Al? We talking
playoffs here.
You can't sleep on Peyton Pritchard. You can't sleep on Sam Hauser. And Cornette's been a pivotal piece for that team off the bench too.
Did Hauser even play in the playoffs yet?
Hauser's top 3 in 3-point shooting this year.
Did he play in the playoffs yet?
He
is our
played
he was there
last
last
year.
year. He played last year.
And what role did he have last year? Did he have
Same
a
role he has
Minimal
now.
to none.
Did what
He's
he
in
minimal?
this year.
Oh,
The same
okay then.
role.
So it's gonna be. Who said minimal to none?
Right here. I ain't gonna
Okay,
lie.
so that's what it's gonna be this year.
So who's on
That's
Phoenix's bench?
So we're
I'm
gonna
not.
sit here and say that Sam Hauser's not a pivotal
No.
piece on the bench.
So who's on Phoenix's bench?
I would say Al in the playoffs. It would probably be like an Al. It would be like Pritchard. I'll accept the Pritchard, but like Hauser, no, stop.
The man shooting close to 50% from three.
Who does Phoenix have on their bench?
Eric
The-
Gordon, valued
Grayson
vet.
Allen.
He's
Grayson-
sporadic.
And I team.
Grayson Allen starts.
Isaiah Thomas, another.
If he plays, are we serious? He might not even play. He might not even be there. He on a 10-day.
God forbid.
I mean,
Celtics have competition clips.
and
Yeah,
then
two-way
no. It's not about competition. He's saying the benches. I'm looking
They
at.
got-
I
they got-
agree
they
with
got a good-
with the bench.
They got a solid E. They got E Banks off the bench as well. They got Bo. Like the same person that people.
They just started playing, and Bobo don't have. But Bobo's the same thing you can say for Hauser. Matter of fact, he never even played in the playoffs.
But he is he more of a factor than Hauser? Yes.
No, because he hasn't played in the playoffs. How is he more?
Oh my gosh.
I don't even think
He hasn't played in the playoffs.
We're gonna say
No,
So he's never played in the playoffs.
no,
Okay.
no.
we're gonna say that
And
Ebanks.
if I'm wrong, it's probably minimal to none. To the same thing with Hauser. So it's a trade off. I'm just saying. I think the benches are pretty even given what they get back on the benches.
Clips.
Yes,
Who
sir.
has more depth, Phoenix or Boston?
It's tied.
Roll alert.
I think. Well, I was gonna say just before that.
Valued. Okay. I'll say this. You have more valued players on the bench, but it's not depth. Like y'all, like if we went bench for bench, it's not like y'all bench is outscoring.
From top to
Y'all
bottom.
got 40-year-old Hal Horford, gang.
From starters to bench. Who has more depth?
Let's go, Drew Holiday. And
he doesn't play on the bench.
No, I'm saying
No, you're not.
we're
Basically,
going to line
starters.
them down. We're going to line them
bench,
down. It's
I got
Drew
Boston winning in 6.
No,
just because of health injuries.
I'm saying I'm gonna say the starting lineups right now, right? Let me go starting lineups, right? So y'all got Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and White. That's your starting five, right?
Mhm.
All right, cool. So Suns got
Bradley Beal,
Devin
Booker, Grayson Allen, KD, and Nurkic.
So y'all doesn't that five starting lineup is fair, even. It's even.
It doesn't equal out.
How? Explain.
Who's Grayson Allen guarding?
Who? We're gonna throw him on.
Grayson Allen's one of the best shooters in the league, though.
We're gonna throw him on.
Grayson Allen is a solid defender.
We'll throw him on Drew Holiday. Cool.
Or
You still have Bradley Beal and Devin Booker guarding either one of those two. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, Grayson Allen, Derek White. Then you got Drew's probably gonna guard Booker or Bradley Beal. Brown is gonna guard either one of those two. KD's gonna guard Tatum. Nurkic on Porzingis. That's even.
Y'all think Bradley Beal's a factor this year?
I don't think whoever's guarding Brown gonna get is a mismatch.
Let me ask this question. Y'all think Bradley Beal's a factor this year?
He could if he's healthy, but
let's be honest. Come on, this season
he hasn't been healthy.
He hasn't been healthy. But if he plays, if he's healthy, if we're saying if healthy in the playoffs, if they make it to the finals and they're healthy, both teams healthy, you're not finna sit here and tell me Bradley Beal's not a factor. Bro. Stop.
It's tricky because there's some games where he cooked the Lakers, he cooked another team off shooting. There's a couple games where all three of them have 20, but then it's like the rest of the team involved. There's times where the Celtics are capable. They just always don't. I see where Clips is coming from. It just comes down to the bench.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all have a more I'm not gonna say y'all have more depth. Y'all just have a favorable bench.
I think we're just more consistent. Also, even all healthy, because there's gonna be times to your point, Ace, where Bill is gonna get you. He's gonna have a 20-point game. There's gonna be times he disappears, or there's gonna be times in the crunch, KD disappears. Because there was a stretch this season where KD was barely scoring or doing anything in the second half of the games with him and Booker all three on the court. So I think the bench, I agree with Clips, the bench evens out. That was the point I was trying to make about Bol Bol. Even if he did play, it's minimal compared to which is the same now. Hauser. Now, also he could bring more value on the defensive end because of his length and his able to score. But I think it's an even trade out.
I
I
just
mean, Phoenix has the better household names on their bench, like Aaron Gordon. But
Aaron
for
Gordon.
Eric
production
Gordon.
wise,
Aaron Gordon is on the Nuggets, but now
Eric,
that you
Eric,
Eric,
say,
Eric.
Eric,
that's it.
Eric,
oh,
I said Eric, didn't I? Or
oh,
did I say
oh,
Aaron? My fault.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
gonna say now that you say Bol and how slept on he is, because I was thinking about him in the Wemby matchup. I wanted to get to that topic that Peso mentioned about teams as being slept on this year.
before we get to that though, I do want to bring up that we also got to remember that the Phoenix Suns is one of the worst defenses in the league. In the fourth quarter, they are the second to worst defense in the league. Not taken away from their roster. I think if you play a spread 5 out and you bring Nurkic out of that paint, I think that lane is wide open. I don't think Bradley Beal is as good as a defender to be guarding Derek White. I don't think Nurkic is as good as a defender to be guarding out there on that perimeter.
He can't guard on the perimeter that well.
So I'll just leave it at that.
But
KD, and Allen's their best perimeter defenders in their starting five.
but y'all blow leads. So
I mean, we're not. I'm not. That's not the fact that I'm arguing. I'm just saying, as far as like defensive purposes, a scheme that you could run against that defense is easily be able to score on.
Y'all don't run schemes. Y'all run
Yeah.
ISO.
I'm not only talking about the Celtics. I'm just talking about any team in general.
Man.
And we do run plays. They just don't run it
fair
enough.
enough.
Which is
One of the
That's-
one of the
that-
few worst coaches in the NBA
I like
other than
that.
Missoula is
That's
Frank
my
Vogel.
story. That's
Though.
my
I think he got
storyline.
an advantage in coach matchup in that series.
But yeah, let's get to it. Ace, I'll start with you since you brought it up. Which NBA team you think was slept on this year? Has been slept on this year?
I'm gonna go with two factors, only because not only I was gonna say the Cavs. The Cavs is one team. When I say slept on, I feel like slept on as far as talent, but also viewership. When we had Tommy as a guest, and no slight towards him, I don't even bring him up. Anybody, if they're not watching on televised games, most people don't know about certain teams, and that's how it was for like Sacramento last year. I feel like the Cavs are slept on because they've gone through their adversity and still had like their injuries and everything, and they're still up there. I'm gonna say Cavs, but slight second is New Orleans.
Mike, most slept on team this year.
I'm going to go with the Rockets. I think a lot of people thought they were toast after Sengun got injured. I think a few weeks ago, people were just talking about basically it was seeding in the West and the 10 teams were locked in, where now they've made it interesting. You could see somebody's going to get left out in the West. It's just a matter of who. We don't know yet because the Rockets make this late season push. So I'm going to say them for being slept on because most people didn't even have them making the playoffs. Now they're making it interesting. They might still not make the playoffs, but they're making that bottom of the West for the playoffs interesting.
Draco, most slept on team this year. Who you got?
I'm gonna say it's a tie between OKC and Orlando, being that both teams are young, but the talent that they do have, they could be great on both sides.
You said OKC.
I like that. I like that.
Orlando. I love
Okay.
it. Thank you. I love
Orlando.
it. Thank you for showing love to Orlando, baby.
I feel
Okay.
like it comes down to viewership. Like those teams that aren't getting OKC has a couple national televised games, but like the Cavs, Orlando, some Minnesota, like certain teams just don't get that, which is not a problem. It happens, but at the same time, those are teams that are easily slept on because it's like, wait, how did they get this high? Who are they playing? You realize they playing everybody, and then it goes.
Hey, so I gotta disagree with that last point. It is a problem. There's no reason why, and I'm disagreeing to your point. There's no reason why you have a number one pick in Paulo Banchero, who is doing what he's doing this year with the team he has, and they don't get enough TV games. That is terrible by the
Yeah,
league.
but I
They need
realize
to promote these young stars more.
the TV games, I realize, go off of the season prior. Now, granted, when they go through the draft, like somebody like Wemby, then yeah, they'll try. But I feel like it goes off the season last year. Orlando would definitely have more televised games next year from what they did from this year.
Clips, who you got? Most slept on team this year.
I got two, and I'm gonna take I'm going Orlando because I've been saying that for a minute. Like Them boys over there. Once France and Paolo figure out how to like consistently bounce off each other. We're talking about Brown and Tatum, bro. Them two, both 6'9", 6'10". Like they figure out how to, or if they get a good coach to figure out how to put pieces around them so they could bounce off each other perfectly, Orlando will be tough.
They got a great coach. They need a point guard. That's what they
Well,
really
yeah,
need.
yeah.
Jamal Mosley, he should be
I
in the
would say
consideration
okay.
for coach of the year.
I won't say coach. I won't say coach. Like scheme, like the perfect scheme that they could.
Yeah. Honestly, trade all your guard. Well, keep Anthony Black and Jalen Suggs. Cole Anthony, Market folks, you can send them out the door.
Them boys, their health is a big part of that team, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So and then I'm kind of tight that Brandon Ingram got hurt. I was going Pelicans.
Oh, that's actually my next team because I said it. I think it was episode 3 or 4. We talked about contenders. I said the Pelicans. And everyone's kind of surprised. I'm like, no, the Pelicans got all the pieces to make the conference finals. That's not a shot.
We had a conversation about the Pels and Denver matching up, and everybody looked at me crazy. So,
yeah, and I mentioned on that episode also with the Pelicans why I feel like they could make a conference finals appearance, and it wouldn't surprise me because people forgot when they first made that big push. I think it was Willie Green's first year as the coach. They could have beaten Phoenix. They were inexperienced. They have all the pieces. You have a big who's going to bang down low, and he can shoot the 15-footer in Valanciunas. And he's not a slouch passing either as a big. You have Ingram. You have Zion, who you have no matchup for Zion. But you can't play off of him because he's going to drive right into you, and then you're at his mercy. Now you have a veteran guard in McCollum. You have a good bench. You have defensive wings in Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. So it's like they have all the pieces they can make. And to Mike's point about the Rockets, I love it because I remember when they was signing Van Fleet and all the other pieces in Brooks before we started this, and I said they can be a playing team. They could probably win 35 games the first year, and I think they're at 37 now. So I guess I was right about them. But yeah.
Yeah, I got two teams as well. I got the Pelicans, of course. I just think they've been slept on for the past couple of years, but more so the Rockets recently. I believe they're on a 11-game win streak. They got to finish one game over Golden State because the Warriors hold the tiebreaker, I believe, and the next game is next Thursday coming up. But I think the Rockets have found something. They're playing at a turbo pace. But I think we got to shout out Ime, man. Just what he's been able to bring to that team. Jalen Green's playing for his new family he's grooming. Rockets are tough, man. Rockets are tough, man. You know,
who the Rockets gonna beat in playoffs?
I don't think they're gonna beat anybody in the playoffs, but I think they are.
No. I think they got a shot against. If they play like an OKC or Minnesota, they actually can make it. I don't think they're gonna win, but it'll be a 6-7 game series because both teams are so young and up and down, and they match in the matchups are well. Because Sengun, the Sengun could match up well with OKC.
You said they have a chance, but they're not gonna win. I'm confused.
Yes, they have a chance, but I don't think they will win.
They don't have a chance.
No, I just want to stay.
If you go 6 or 7 games, you have a chance. I just would have put my money on them. That's just me.
Probably from the All-Star game, they're probably like one of my slept-on teams. I wouldn't say for the whole season. I would go with the Pelicans first and then the Rockets. I definitely think we got a shout out as well as Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, the veterans that's over there and stuff like that. I think they are a big piece in that locker room with Ime.
Uncle Jeff Green, can't forget about him.
Yeah, him as well. So we got to give Udoka some love, but I wanna ask this question too. Like, do y'all think that the Rockets would make the play-in and the Warriors would miss it? I want to pull up the standings real quick now.
It's definitely a chance. You can't rule it out.
So wait, we calling Dylan Brooks a vet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling Dylan Brooks a veteran. He's been in the NBA for a couple of years.
That's right.
What was it, the 7th season?
If the
Rockets between 5 or 7.
If the Rockets make the play-in, are they beating the Lakers?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look at it now. 9-10 or
you look at the West.
See the problem. The thing is too is I think that the back end of the West are all like a game or two apart.
Yeah. Yep.
So they might if they. Cause I don't think they beat the Lakers either. but they could.
Even the
if they can get to that 7th range,
Yo, zoom it
now
out.
they in good business.
yeah, but 1 to 3 is a game apart. Minnesota beat Nuggets last night, and even that mattered. So on all sides, the West is like still changing
It's
every
jam
day.
packed. It's a race.
Wait, was the Rockets record up there? I didn't see that.
No, it's
Because
just
they're currently at the 11th spot, so they wouldn't put it
I
up
could
there.
pull up the standings for the teams
West.
behind the playing. But Clips, where are you at with the Warriors? Do you think they're gonna be secured in the play-in this year?
To be honest with you,
No.
after looking at their schedule, it all depends. Because my thing is like if you look, their schedule is tough ending the season. So my thing is real tough. And I looked at the Rockets schedule at the end of the season. They got a smooth little, you know what I mean? Like they got a nice little. But I'm going Warriors on the. I feel we'll figure it out.
Is that heart of a logic or logic of a heart? Why you keeping the Warriors?
No, that's logic. I feel like we could bang some of these games up.
1 game back, so of course.
Hey, I will say this too. To your point, Cliff. Orlando, Miami, y'all are bums. You had one job, and that was to beat Golden State,
And y'all lost. So I'm taking
without Draymond. Y'all lost.
We could literally figure it. We're gonna figure it out.
I think
simple games.
They're not the
think
only teams that lost, but
I think
I know the Bucks lost too.
like the Warriors and Draymond Green. I think that was like the icing on that last situation that had happened when he got kicked out. I think that was the icing on a very dry piece of cake. I do think that this is the most frustrating season of Steph's career. I do think this is the most frustrating season of Steph's career, to be honest with you. And there's no way you could spin it. If the Warriors don't make the play-in or they lose in the play-in, it's going to be looked at towards like the games that Draymond's missed, in my opinion.
Man, Trey Curry.
In my opinion, these are the last days of Curry's career, and the organization isn't really like helping him.
Trey Curry
isn't helping him.
Wait, you said the last days of his career. What you mean by that?
Like it's the back end of his career. He could still play like 3-4 years.
Yeah. But I'm not saying he's going to retire soon, but this is towards the end of his career. In my opinion, the organization isn't helping him. Draymond isn't helping him. Clay isn't helping him, and I think that's why we saw what we saw in the emotions, like that Magic game where Draymond got kicked out. I mean, the man was literally. You could call it what you want, but if you look at it, he was tearing up under that jersey, in my opinion. So,
because you could tell, like, yo, we've been over this, and you still bull driving. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, call it what you want. I think, like, I want to see the Warriors go far. Like, I think it's, we got to acknowledge, too, like, the play-in is kind of wild right now. Like, we got KD, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry in the play-in. And I know a lot of people was talking, like, bad about it when the NBA first developed the play-in scheme. But imagine if it wasn't here. These guys wouldn't even be in it.
Oh, no, it's still bad. They just do it for money. That's all it is. It's still bad.
The crazy thing to say is that we're going to have two stars that at least we grew up to be able to see all the time in the playoffs not make it this year.
Hey, oh well. Time to usher in a new regime. But
it happens.
Trey Curry.
Can y'all hear me? Wait, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear
we
me?
can hear you, Clips.
Real quick.
Yep.
Real quick, right? Because I remember you, Tayshia, you had asked me this, so I'm gonna just make my point and then I'll let y'all go. When I was talking about the schedule, right? So we got the Rock. Y'all can hear me still, right? We got Mavs, Rockets, Mavs again, Jazz, Lakers, Portland, Pels, Jazz. We're gonna beat the Jazz both games. I know that for sure. We're gonna beat Portland for sure. We can sneak one against Dallas, and then we have to play the Lakers, and the Lakers is a toss-up game. That's why I say we can make the play-in.
I said Trey Curry.
That's my logic. Right there.
Trey Curry, man. Let him go somewhere where he can actually still compete, because y'all not competing with that roster.
They're not.
You got no cap. You have no trade assets. You're not going to do nothing with that team. Clay's coming off the books this year, but
Golden State could
Trade
do
him.
all they want, but I don't. Curry just needs to do his thing there and retire there. I don't. I think the dynasty, what they did, is just is over with. They won
was-
3,
Yeah,
came
he's
back, won in
retired. Don't trade my
2022.
don't dare trade my dog. You tripping?
I don't
So-
think Curry's gonna get out of
So
this.
you Clips, you would rather him sit and Golden State and them
I'd
not
rather
do anything because
I'd rather him sit
any
there
moves.
That's
and he
respectable.
retires
wouldn't-
there.
I wouldn't consider it
Respectable.
like
I
he-
need
the
him.
hell?
I need him to sit there. I need him to retire there. Simple as that.
Man,
wouldn't
the hell
call it-
that
I
man
wouldn't
cried
call
on the
it
court because he
rotting out,
want to win. He wants to win. They're not winning with that roster.
Yeah, but just as you said, like the NBA is changing. The young guys are coming up. Like I mean,
They'll
Golden State's time
figure
is
it
kind
out,
of
bro.
It's just not
Who-
gonna.
Nah, they'll
If he
who
does
they gonna
get
they'll
build
drafted,
figure
around?
it
I still
out.
agree.
They will figure it out. It's they
But that's my go
my
ahead.
whole point was right. Just a couple years ago, they lost in the play-in, and we had the same conversation, and they won the championship the next year. I'm not doubting.
You can't
them out of
bring that up with
nothing.
as if
Bro,
they had
I'm
Jordan
not-
Poole.
It
That
don't matter.
matters.
The
Yes,
matter.
it does.
It don't matter in the fact of the standing of which they were in is still the same. They lost in the play-in.
It's not.
Okay, all right, whatever, bro. The premise
It's-
is still the same. I don't care who was on the team. The premise of them still being and fighting to be in the play-in was still the same thing. Right or wrong?
Which
Because they
I
lost
mean,
in the
it does.
play-in,
It
right?
does
But it matters. It goes going hand in hand because it matters. Because without Jordan Poole, you could have built around
You're right.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Now you don't have a Jordan
You're right, bro.
Poole.
That's
You
obvious.
have
We
no.
can we can still figure it out. You don't know what a player could. We could talk to this now, and then Kuminga could turn around next year, be dropping 20 a game, 23 a game. Then what? Then we're like, oh my god,
Is he gonna be? He's not gonna be the only
Yeah.
answer.
No,
That's
no,
what-
no,
he's not
I
gonna be the
just-
only
But in
answer.
a year,
That's what I'm
in the
saying. They don't have
in
a
the off-
team.
But in an off season with the core that they have, if they just figure it out, they trade a couple pieces, they can make something. They don't trading Curry is just a blasphemous statement. Like some of those
it's
pieces
not.
can work, bro. Some of those pieces
Clay
can work,
is on
bro.
that. Clay's contract ends at the end of the season. You just extended Draymond. You don't have no cap space to make trades.
I think
to get anyone that's going to change it. That's the point I'm trying to make. You don't have the cap space.
They can
Clip's point
figure
is
out.
to the same thing that Draco was bringing up, just with Miami going to the finals after being in the play-in. And it could anything could happen. Anything could happen, and I gotta respect it because they did come from nothing, missed the playoffs, came back and won. You know, and that's why I don't disregard what Draco said about Miami possibly making it again because of what they've done in recent history.
You can figure it out with the core pieces. If you can't sign Clay back, cool. But with the other pieces that Podansky can figure in an off season of them working together as a core, they can figure it out, bro. You don't know what the standing next season. A bunch of the stars that are playing, because this is one of a top healthy season, if we're being honest, fair. A lot of these players could be hurt. A lot of these teams could be shit. And Golden State can be back in a somewhere between a 4-5 area. And then what are we saying? Oh, it's Steph again. It's Golden State. They done come on, bro. No. This is a statistically a bad season. Yes, I'm not saying it's not. But we can still figure it out in the offseason, bro. This season is just the season that it's highlighted the most because Draymond was having what? If
Mike,
Draymond doesn't have these stints and they win these games, then where are we?
If as a fifth, we'll all be rich.
Okay, then. All right. So to your statement, you don't know the future, huh?
No, I do know. My statement actually was facts with the salary cap. That was a fact. They don't have any money or draft picks. That's not a if. That's a fact.
They don't. Okay, so with no money, no draft picks, can they still not as the team? They cannot. So you tell me they can't construct nothing with that team.
They can't make moves to bring in pieces. What I'm trying to say is the people. So let me finish. What I'm trying to say is with the pieces they have now, I don't believe they can make the biggest moves in the next season. Other than Kuminga, sure. Moody, I don't know what the hell they're doing with Moody because they should be playing him more. But I don't know what they're gonna do with him. If they might have to trade him or Wiggins to try to bring someone that might not even move the needle that much. Chris Paul's on a horrendous contract. You already extended Draymond, and you have a 36-year-old in Curry who's making $60 million. And you have no trade assets. That's the point I was trying to make.
Mike, real
yes,
quick.
they can make moves, but it's not going.
We'll see.
Mike, where you at
Hopefully
with
the
the
Celtics
Rockets and
win.
the Warriors?
As I said earlier, someone's gonna get left out. I don't know who it is at this point. It's close. It could be either team. It could be even just a team that's up at say like 8-9 right now. I personally don't think the Lakers will get left out, but I think any of those other teams are in danger of falling without a doubt.
Draco, what are you feeling about the Rockets? Do you think they'll catch Golden State? You last like 9 games.
I mean, they could. I don't see neither one of them teams making playoffs because they have to go through the Lakers just to go. Or even if they beat the Lakers, they still gotta go through another team just to get there. Could they win back to back? That's the question.
In
Ace,
basketball, either day, either way.
Ace, how you feeling? You think the Rockets could catch Golden State?
Yes and no. When I say yes, I'm not doubting Golden State because they have experience. They know how to have that switching at must-win games. I just feel like with the schedule that Clips said ahead of them, if you have a sweet schedule, fine. But at the same time, you still got to play those teams. It's schedule versus experience.
Anything else you got, Musa, on Golden State and the Rockets?
The Thursday game is going to just matter the most.
Clips, what's your last take on Golden State? Anything? Hey, leave a comment down below. You see the socials down there. Make sure y'all subscribe and follow.
I don't know this shit.
Clips, you got anything? Clips, before we get out of here, you got anything else with Golden State?
Yo, my junk is freezing. I ain't got nothing.
I
Lost
need to see Chris Paul produce more. He's supposed to be the off the bench scorer, facilitator. He's just been dying slowly.
He's been hurt.
That boy old, bro.
Yeah, he's been hurt. Mike Dunleavy and them they don't know what the hell they doing when they took over the office. Bob Myers was smart by resigning.
We'll see, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all keep following, keep subscribing. Again, we're racing to 100 subscribers. Can't thank y'all enough. Leave comments down below. Continue to tune in. We drop episodes every Saturday. You see the Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter down below. Continue to follow. Please, please, please subscribe. If y'all want to leave y'all business, you do anything with hair and makeup or beauty stuff, fashion stuff, sports stuff, whatever you do, leave a comment down below. I don't mind. We don't mind promoting that stuff on the next episode. If we could get to 100 subscribers, we're only 11 away. We'll have that drawing on episode 11, and then we'll figure out what those prizes are going to be. We thank you guys for being here. Tune in for next week. Peace.
Brady A.
Hey, run that thing up.